Hi, my name is Pernille.
My name is Mathilde.
And my name is Selena.
And my name is Mathilde. And my name is Lærke. Oh, and this is our presentation about homelessness in the US.
There are a lot of different reasons for homelessness. Some of the different reasons could be financial problems. If a person is not able to earn money, the person can afford to pay rent, pay off a possible debt, food and medicine.
And the second reason is addiction. Bad mental health can cause an addiction, for example, drugs and alcohol. When you have such an addiction, it's hard to keep a job and earn money.
And the third reason is bad childhood or family problems. And your childhood has a big influence on your future life. So if you had a bad childhood when you didn't get the love and attention you needed, it could be a problem in the future, because you need support and advice from your family to get a better chance for a bright future. And the last one is poverty. So if you grew up in a poor family, it is very hard to break the social heritage, and therefore can lead to financial problems.
And then we want to tell you a little bit about our resident story. We met at the village, and Emily is 56-year-old lady who has lived in community first village for 8 years. And Emily lived on the streets for about 12 years before moving into the village. And when Emily was a little girl, her mother abandoned her and she had to live with her dad, who worked all the time. And her dad didn't treat her very well and wasn't very supportive, which made her feel like she had to grow up way too fast.
Later, her dad got a new wife who became Emily's stepmom, which didn't make her childhood any better. We didn't get a very detailed version of her childhood, but she said she would never ever wish for any kid to have a childhood like hers. She was a slow learner in high school, and she barely made it out. Right after high school, she got her first job at Burger King, and when she was done with high school, she got married with her husband, and they moved from Houston to Austin.
And later on, her husband died, and she became homeless, probably because of financial problems and no help from friends and family, but we don't know the main reason. For some years, Emily bounced between her friends, but eventually got kicked out and went back to being homeless. And this is when the owners of Community First Village found her and offered her a home.
And here we have created a mood board which describes Emily pretty good. Emily has a cat that she loves very much, and her name is Elsa, and it's named after the movie Frozen. And Emily is a very kind person who loves her boyfriend very much. She cares very much about others and makes sure they feel good and comfortable. And Emily has always helped other people a lot more than she helps herself. And she has a balloon which mean a lot to her, and she got it from her boyfriend.
When Emily is sad, she likes to listen to music and pet a therapy dog that she feels safe around. Safety is a big deal for Emily, which is why we decorate a room where she can feel safe and comfortable. That is also why there is a lock on the door. Then we have the company logo and design, and our company name is Turtle Design, and that's because we are trying to make a more environmentally friendly approach to this cause that you're all working with. So yeah. And then we have Emily's house that we have designed. Here are some significant things that we have like incorporated into her house, and you can see there's a picture frame, and that's a picture of her and her boyfriend, and then there's the balloon her beloved balloon that she got from her boyfriend, and then there's Elsa, you can see sleeping on the couch, and then we have also taken a picture of two turtles, And that's not because it's important to Emily, but it's important for our business because these turtles are actually made from plastic collected from the oceans. And I'll talk more about that later. Here you can see Emily's house from the outside of each angle. And if you look at the porch up there, we've given her a swing. And here here she can maybe sit at the evening and drink a cup of tea or sit with a boyfriend or invite a friend over. She also has 2 chairs and a table where she can be together with her friends if she'd like to. Emily cares a lot about privacy, so it's a very situation if she wants to invite people over. And then there's 2 lamps, and that's because, of course, they want to have good lighting in the evening. And then we have painted the house pink because when we first met Emily, she was wearing this very cute pink shirt. And the first impression we got from Emily was like how kind-hearted she was and how sweet she was. And then we kind of like associated this pink throughout the whole house with how she was making us feel. So that's why the house is pink. Here you can see the house from each angle on the inside. And as you can see, we've lifted the bed up, and that's because we want to make most use of the space that we were given. And then there's a staircase, and you're probably thinking that's a bit dangerous for a woman, an elderly woman to use, but the staircase has wheels and is actually adjustable. Also, there's a piece of wood on the side of the bed so she can't fall out at night. Under the bed there's a couch, as you can see on the other pictures, and in front of that couch there's a TV and a small dining table where she can sit with her boyfriend or a friend or just sit at night and eat her dinner. And then we have given her a kitchen, and there's a microwave, which is also like kind of an air fryer. Then we've given her a mini fridge, a stove, a sink, and some storage compartments that she can like store her utensils in and all the stuff that she needs. Then we can see her closet, like a storage locker she has. Here she can store all her clothes or her cleaning supplies or food or just anything she'd like. And because the staircase has wheels, she can also use that at the storage locker so she can get up to the very top shelf, and therefore she has more storage. Then we've given her blinds on each window, and that's because Emily cares very much about her privacy and her safety and needs to feel safe, so she can turn the blinds down if she wants more privacy. And then we have a lot of small stuff throughout the whole house to just make it more homey and more hyggligt. For example, some plants and a painting and here you can see the house from the top, and as you can see, there's a lot of storage possibilities and a lot of room for guests. We were trying to make it we're trying to have as much free space as possible, so it's possible to walk around and not have a lot of small things that she can maybe fall over, or just like trying to have a very minimalistic home. Then there's a lock on the door for her safety, and there's a lot of room for her cat to play. And then we would like to talk a bit about goodness and how we've incorporated that in the home. And goodness to us is making sure that other people feel comfortable and being good and kind towards others. This is something that Emily showed us right when we met her. We incorporated this through the significant things that we had in the house. As you could see, the balloon was there and the picture frame and all of the stuff that was on her mood board. And this is what makes this house into her home and not just a house. We also incorporated goodness by collecting the plastic from the sea into the sculptures of the turtles. And also all of the furniture that you see inside Emily's home is upcycling, which means that they don't get entirely new furniture, but they get to choose from a lot of other furniture, and then it can be upcycled and maybe be even better. Therefore, we have also not only thought about Emily, but also the world and how we as a business can reduce our footprint on the world, and it's also a financial decision because new furniture is for each resident. Maybe some residents won't even get to live there for that long. If they get kicked out, for example, then they, if you have to buy new furniture each time, it can get very expensive. So it's also a financial decision. And yeah, that's it.
First of all, I love the pink. I think that's very Emily. I love the personalization of the design. I did wonder about you spoke a lot about the flexibility of the design and how it could change based on Emily's needs as she gets older, or if there's a different resident that moves in. Could you speak a little bit about the capabilities of the furniture to be rearranged for someone who is using a wheelchair?
We made this house specifically for Emily, and we think there's a lot of possibilities for other people to live in the house. I think there might be some difficulties with a wheelchair in it because of the uplifted bed, and that would be a problem. But if there were money for it, there could be like a device that could help them get into bed. I think that's like the most difficult part. That's like the staircase that they would have to get up on.
And then the porch design, I love it. Really fosters a sense of community, allows for a lot of company on your porch. It's also very comfortable. The sconces or the lighting on the outside, I love. I would love to know what material is it a pink tile? What is on the outside of the house?
Yeah, it's like stone, and that's like it's built of stone, and then there's tiles on the outside, and that was mainly because we wanted it to be like sturdy and not like a house that would just hold for one season and then you would have to build a new one. So like invest the money into building a sturdy and good house so it can last for a longer time.
I know that sustainability and durability and upcycling is all very important to your business. What would you do if a piece of furniture does start to get old or show signs of getting worn out? In your model, what would you do with the furniture? Trade it out or have people paint it? Or I'm sure you're kind of envisioning what you would do.
I think if a piece of furniture were to like wear out, I think of course the people who own the place, us, the owning the business, we would help the resident and of course invest in a new furniture. But the whole meaning of this like upcycling is just that each resident, it would be very expensive and sometimes unnecessary to buy entirely new furniture for each resident. So for the most part, try to upcycle the most furnitures that you can.
And your roof, did you say what your roof was made out of? Is it wood or you have a shingle or a rock? Or you chose it because it's beautiful?
I don't really know what kind of material it is. It was just
nice.
Roofing.
Yeah.
All right, last question. What is the biggest thing you learned in your interview with Emily?
I think it is that she talked a lot about her experience on the street and how sometimes people could like throw a can of soda at her, or like she would feel disgusting, and like how people treated homeless people. And I think that was kind of like an eye opener for us, that they can't help being homeless. They can't help that they can't shower every day, and they never deserve to be like abused or anything by other people. I think that's not that we would do that before, but like it was an eye opener how tough it was not only to be like homeless and not have a place to sleep, but also how you would almost be hated for just being homeless. And people would be disgusted by looking at you. So I think that was like kind of a surprise to us that people could be like violent towards homeless people just because they could.
Thank you so much.